Hey Kathy, yeah, I'm starting to see where the problem's coming in here. I'm going to look at the index page here. And here's where the problem is. I'm going to pull up the page I was looking at here. Let's take a look at this right here. I'm going to inspect the element with Firebug. I'm going to reduce the size here. Okay. So what we have here, let's start off with this here. We have a container of fluid here, that's fine. Then a container. The container is set to 1170 pixels. Okay. On a mobile device, the container is set to 100%. Okay. But on desktop, it's 1170. So wherever you use container as a class, you're setting the width to 1170 pixels, and it should only be used as a main container. Down here we have a row of fluid. That's fine and dandy. Rows are designed to hold content and spans, right? Basically, rows are designed to hold spans, right? And then we have another row. There's a row of fluid there. Here's a row of fluid right down here with your content. Now watch this. When I hover over row of fluid, see how the box is outside here? Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. And I can show you why it's happening. We're going to dig down a little deeper. There's our span 3. Okay? If you look over here, span 3, and that is the menu side. And then we have the span 9, and that is our content. But look, when I hover over span 9, the box still pops out the side. That's telling me there's a problem. All right, if I open this up even more, I go down, there's the H4 part up top here. This is good. This is all good. It's within where we want it. We have a P tag there. And then we get into something weird. We get another container fluid, which we don't need, and another container. And look how it pushes way out to the right there when I hover over it. That's because if you look right here, it has a container size of 1170 pixels inside of a container that has already been defined as a maximum width. So now things are getting pushed out of place. So we have to, before we do anything else, get rid of all these, this container here, this container fluid, because it has margins and padding in there we don't want. So let's start with that. Okay, and then we can fine tune it from there. I'm going to pause the video while I play. Okay, so here is the before with the fluid, but it's pushed out past where it belongs. Okay, and here it is after. Okay, but now it's too small, but that's okay. Now we're at least starting to eliminate the overall reasons for issues, which is really my big concern at this point, right? So now we've done that. Now we can take a look at what we have here, and we have a span 3, a 3, and a 3. Okay, so what happens now? We can probably punch it back up to span 4. All right, so let's go do that. Okay, so what it is, we wrapped this in the, rewrapped it properly now. So here is the original. See, it's pushed out from here and here, right? And then here's the modified. It's just a slight difference, but how it collapses will have a big impact. Okay, so that's that to start with. Okay, I'm going to upload the site back to the server and see if this is what you're looking for here. But in terms of sort of rubbery flexibility and stuff like this should pretty much hit all the bits and pieces. I've modified this for you. I've actually modified the menu a little bit too, so it's flexible, because the maximum width was set to 200 pixels before. So that means on that in between where some tablets or screens would be just very narrow and there'd be a bunch of space on the right. So I've sort of done it so that if somebody narrows it down, and this is really flexible, you see how it squishes together, right? And then boom, it's going to hit a point where, you know, this isn't, I don't even know what size this is. Let me check for a second here. 744. So yeah, that's not even a normal size. That would be a really weird phone size. But so this would be a tablet. This would be sort of your tablet right here is what we're looking at. Let me just check. 921. So that would be a tablet and landscape, right? And then if we get down to about here, that's going to be your tablet and portrait right about there. So it's still sort of stacked up, right? And then anything below that, it's going to collapse, and you're going to have the menu go full width, which kind of makes sense. I'm just going to do one more little tweak though. 90, let's go 95%. I'm just want to get that menu out a little bit further. There we go. Now it goes pretty much the full width right there of the page, right? And you see that, and it flexes now, right? So, and then down here we have the boxes stacked on top of each other like so. Okay, So that's probably a little, at least we're trying to get it narrowed down for you. Okay. Because yeah, that was the major problem we had, was these things here were in a container, and the container was set to 1170 pixels, right? So put it this way, from the side of the menu all the way over to this here, so the entire width of the section over here is supposed to be about 1170 pixels. But we also had another container in here of a size of 1170 pixels, so that's just pushing everything out of perspective to start with. So let's see if this sort of narrows things down a little bit for you, right? And typically the best thing to do is you just check on, find out what the teacher uses to view. Is it a phone or a tablet? I mean, we can really fine tune it for those devices, so that keeps them happy when they're looking at the site.